Hey, hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Sienna Hour. I am your host, Sienna Lux. And tonight we are talking about something that has been all over the internet this week, and I could not let another day pass without sitting down and having this conversation with every woman in this chat. Sauce Walka's baby mother finally spoke up. After years of silence, after years of conflict, intimidation, and threats behind closed doors, after years of being expected to protect a man's reputation at the expense of her own peace, she played the tape. She released the audio. She made her statement, and she said she does not regret it. And tonight on the Sienna Hour, we are going to talk about exactly what it costs a woman to stay silent for a man who does not deserve her silence. We are going to watch the video together in segment 3. And by the time this show is over tonight, every woman in this chat is going to leave here knowing exactly what her silence is worth and who it is actually protecting. That is tonight. And I need every single woman watching to stay with me through all 4 segments, because where we end up tonight is going to be worth every single minute. Now, before we get into anything, I need to start by checking in with this community, because episode 3 was a lot, and I know it was a lot for you the same way it was a lot for me, and I need to make sure everybody in this chat is okay before we go anywhere tonight. Now let me start with the people who have been with us from the very beginning, the playback supporters, the people who watched the replay of episode 3 and sent their love after the show ended. I did not get to everyone during the live show, and I promised you that if your message did not get read on episode 3, it would be read on episode 4. And I keep my promises. Priscilla watched the replay of episode 3 at 2 in the morning and said she could not sleep until she processed everything. Priscilla, I hear you. Some nights this show gives you things that take time to settle. Let it settle at its own pace. LaTanya sent a message after the show ended and said the Raymond moment in segment 4 restored something in her that she thought was gone for good. LaTanya, hold on to that. That restoration is real. Alicia sent a message and said she has now watched all 3 episodes back to back, and she is a different woman than she was 72 hours ago. Alicia, 72 hours, 3 episodes, and already a different woman. That is the power of choosing to show up for yourself. Tamara said she shared episode 3 with her mother, and her mother called her afterward, and they talked for 3 hours. Tamara, that phone call was the whole point. And Raven said she has been following since episode 1, and episode 3 broke her open in the best possible way. Raven broken open is where the light gets in. Keep going, sis. If I did not get to your message tonight, I want you to know it is not because it does not matter. Every single message matters. And if your message did not get read on today's show, we will get to it on the next show. You have my word on that. Nobody gets left behind on the Sienna Hour. Now let me acknowledge our early arrivals, because y'all are always here before the show starts, and I see every single one of you. Monet is here. Monet, who has been with us since the very first question of episode 1. Monet, your presence in this community means more than you know. Kezia is here and already in the chat with energy. Kezia never misses, and I love that about her. Lena is here. Nia is here with new women she brought tonight. Nia, you keep growing this family, and I am so grateful for you. Brandon came through from the men's side early. Brandon, you came in swinging in episode 2 and came back learning. That growth is celebrated every time you walk through this door. And Marcus is here. Marcus has been showing up from the men's side consistently, and that consistency means something. Welcome, everybody. Welcome home. Let us get into tonight. Now, before we go anywhere tonight, I know there are people in this chat who have been worried about me and my babies since episode 2. And I want to address that right now because I owe you that. We are okay. My girls are okay. I am okay. We are safe. And I appreciate every single prayer and every single message that came in asking about us. That kind of love from people I have never met in person does something to my heart that I cannot fully put into words. As for the situation on our floor, Mr. High Value is gone. He passed away in the hospital from his injuries, as I shared in episode 3. His wife is still in the building. She is still grieving. The floor is still rallying around her, quietly and respectfully. and Jalen T. Brooks remains in custody at Broward County Correctional Center. That situation is in the hands of the courts now, and I am going to respect that process and leave it there. What I will say is that our floor has been incredibly quiet since everything happened. People are moving with more intentionality, more awareness. Like something shifted in the energy of the whole building after that night. And I think that is what real consequences do. They change the atmosphere of everything around them. And our new neighbor, the one I have been mentioning since episode 3, he is still here, still quiet, still keeping to himself. He acknowledged me in the hallway this week with a nod and a smile that was so different from the energy we have been living in on that floor lately, that I actually stopped for a second after he walked past. That is all I am going to say about him right now. But I have a feeling episode 5 is going to be very interesting. Now let me read the Cash Apps and Venmos that came in during and after episode 3, because y'all have been so generous and I want every single person to feel seen. Thank you, Moni, for your donation from last show. She said episode 3 gave her something she is going to carry for a very long time. Moni, I am so glad. Thank you, Kezia, for your donation from last show. She said she lit her candle in the storm and it burned through the entire episode 3. Kezia, that is exactly what it was made for. Thank you, Raven, for your donation. She said 3 episodes in, and this show has become part of her daily healing practice. Raven Daily Healing Practice. That is everything. Thank you, William, who came back again from the men's side with another donation and said his daughter watched episode 3 with him and asked him questions afterward that he was not prepared for. William, those questions are the beginning of her knowing her worth. You are doing something right. Thank you, Lena, for your donation. She said she needs more episodes immediately. Lena, we are building them as fast as we can. Thank you, Nia, for your donation. She said she is proud to be a founding member of this community. Nia, you absolutely are. And thank you to every single person who sent a Cash App or Venmo during the replay. Your support counts just as much as the live viewers. Every single dollar keeps this space running for all of us. Cash App is $Sienna Lux 01 and Venmo is Sienna-Lux. Every dollar is love and we feel every one. Now, let me get deeper into tonight's topic because I want y'all to understand the full weight of what happened with Sauce Walka's baby mother before we watch anything together tonight. Now, for those who do not know who Sauce Walka is, let me give you the background quickly. Sauce Walka is a rapper from Houston, Texas. He has been in the music industry for years. He has a baby with a woman, and they have a child together. And he has had a very public, ongoing issue with Drake that goes back years. Now here is where the story becomes important for tonight's conversation. The baby mother released audio and text messages this week. And what those messages reveal is something that I think every woman in this chat needs to hear. Not because it is about celebrities, but because what happened in those messages happens in living rooms and apartments and homes all over this country every single day. In the leaked audio, a man who appears to be Sauce Walka is heard threatening Drake, cussing out the baby mother, and cussing out their own child, y'all. And in the text messages, he appears to admit to not caring about their child. Now, the baby mother released a statement, and she said, I have spent years dealing with conflict intimidation threats and unnecessary drama behind closed doors while being expected to protect everyone else's reputation at the expense of my own peace. Let me say that again. Years of conflict, intimidation, threats, and unnecessary drama behind closed doors while being expected to protect everyone else's reputation at the expense of her own peace. Y'all, that sentence is the story of so many women in this chat right now. Not with a rapper, with somebody at their kitchen table, with somebody who smiles at the world and comes home and becomes somebody completely different. And then she said, I have every right to tell my story, defend myself, and speak on my experiences. For the first time in a long time, I chose to speak up. And I do not regret it. She does not regret it. And that is tonight's show. Now let me check this chat because y'all are already going. Moni says she has been waiting for Sienna to address this story all week. Moni, I knew you would be ready for this one. Kezia says this episode was already written in the stars. Kezia, I believe that. Lena says she sent this topic to Sienna in the comments 3 days ago. Lena, you did. And here we are. Nia says she brought 5 new women tonight specifically because she knew Sienna was going to cover this. Nia, you already knew what time it was, and then we have our first male voice of the night. Damon says Sauce Walka's baby mama is just doing this for attention and clout. She should have kept that private. Real women do not air their business on the internet. Damon. Welcome to episode 4 of the Sienna Hour. Real women do not air their business on the internet. That is what you said, and I want to ask you something, Damon. What happens to the business that stays private? What happens to the threats that nobody hears? What happens to the child that nobody knows is being neglected? What happens to the woman who keeps everything private and has nobody to help her, because nobody knows what is really going on behind closed doors? The reason women are told to keep things private is not to protect them. It is to protect the men who are hurting them. Privacy has been used as a weapon against women for generations. It has kept abuse hidden. It has kept neglect unaddressed. It has kept women isolated in situations that the public would have responded to if they had known. She did not go public for clout, Damon. She went public because she had spent years dealing with conflict, intimidation threats, and unnecessary drama behind closed doors while being expected to protect everyone else's reputation at the expense of her own peace. Her words, not mine, and she said she does not regret it. Neither would I. Alicia says Damon walked in and got the whole foundation of the episode laid out for him. Alicia, that is how it works. Raven says real women do not air their business is the most used silencing tactic in history. Raven, say that louder. Brandon says even as a man, he can see that Damon is wrong on this one. Brandon, growth looks good on you. Now let me introduce tonight's candle before we go any further. Tonight I am lighting the Burning Desire candle from the Sienna Luxe candle collection. For the woman who wants more and is not apologizing for it. Blood orange and pink pepper at the top. Red jasmine and dark rose in the heart. Warm amber and smoked vanilla at the base. This candle smells like a woman who decided tonight that her desires matter. Her peace matters. Her story matters. And she is not apologizing for any of it. This candle is for Sauce Walka's baby mother. This candle is for every woman in this chat who has been sitting on something she has been afraid to say out loud. Tonight we say it. Together. Find the Burning Desire candle and the full Sienna Luxe candle collection at siennalux.komi.io. The link is in the bio right now. And we have another one coming in. Kevin says women leak private conversations because they cannot handle conflict like adults. A real woman handles her problems face to face, not on social media. Kevin, she did handle it face to face for years. And what happened when she did that, Kevin? According to the audio that she released, he threatened her. He cussed her out. He cussed out their child. He admitted to not caring about their child. When you handle things face to face with somebody who threatens you face to face, does not work, Kevin. Face to face with a person like that is dangerous. Going public is sometimes the only protection a woman has, because suddenly there are witnesses. Suddenly there is a record. Suddenly the person who has been operating in the dark has to operate in the light. And Kevin, she did not release this randomly. She had been silent for years. While dealing with conflict, intimidation, and threats, she tried private. Private did not protect her or her child, so she chose a different way. And I respect that completely. Marcus says Kevin needs to understand the difference between handling conflict and surviving a threatening situation. Marcus, thank you for that. William says as a father, he cannot imagine threatening his child's mother the way those audio messages suggest. William, that is because you are a different kind of man. Tamara says 2 male commenters in segment 1, and Sienna has not even raised her voice. Tamara, we have 3 more segments. Stay close. And before we go into segment 2, I want to leave you with something. Because what we just talked about in this first segment, the silence, the protection of somebody else's image at the expense of your own peace. The moment a woman finally decides enough, all of it leads to one place. She is on her way up, despite everything that was done to hold her down, despite the threats, despite the silence, despite the years of swallowing her truth. She is on her way up. This is On My Way Up by Sienna Lux. Stream it right now on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. Search Sienna Lux. Stay with me, beautiful souls. Segment 2 is where we go deeper into this conversation, and I promise you, by the time tonight is over, you are going to leave here knowing exactly what your silence is worth and who it is actually protecting.
Used to sit and wonder why I gave my heart and you let it slide. Late nights I was losing sleep. Now I'm everything you couldn't keep. I was low, now I'm rising. You see me now, perfect timing. I'm on my way up, can't slow down. New life, new vibe, new sign. You had me once, I'm gone now. I don't even look back around. I'm on my way up, so high now. They see me glow, they ask how. Turn my pain into a crown. I'll never come back down. Now my phone don't ring the same. Funny how you say my name. You watch me from a distance now, but I don't need you around. I moved on, I'm different. You lost me, now you miss it. I'm on my way up, can't slow down. New life, new vibe, new sound. You had me once, I'm gone now. I don't even look back around. I gave you love, you gave me essence. Now I'm counting on my blessings. Everything I went through made me stronger than you ever made me. I'm on my way up, can't slow down. Turn my pain to a
Okay, beautiful souls, we are in segment 2, and I need to ask every woman in this chat one question right now. And I need you to answer it honestly, not for me, for yourself. Whose reputation are you protecting at the expense of your own peace? Not Saw's Walka's baby mother. You. Personally. Right now in your real life. Is there somebody whose image you have been maintaining while your own peace has been crumbling? Somebody whose secrets you have been keeping while your own truth has been suffocating inside you? Somebody who has been operating in the dark because your silence has been their shield? Because here's what I know about silence. Silence does not protect you. Silence protects the person who is harming you. And every day you stay silent is another day they get to keep operating the way they have been operating with zero consequences. She played the tape, and suddenly he had to answer for what was on it. That is not clout, that is accountability. Now let me check the chat and the donations. Thank you, Nia, for your donation. She said Sienna just said, whose reputation are you protecting at the expense of your own peace? And she felt the question hit her like a physical thing. Nia, let it hit. Let it land. That question has an answer you already know. Thank you, Alicia, for your donation. She said she has been protecting somebody's reputation for 4 years, and tonight she is naming it for the first time. Alicia, you just did the hardest part. You named it. The rest comes from here. Thank you, Raven, for your donation. She said she sent this stream to 6 women tonight, specifically because of this conversation. Raven 6 women, you just changed 6 lives tonight. Thank you, Kezia, for her donation. She said she is taking notes on everything Sienna says about silence, because she has been silent for too long, about too much. Kezia, those notes are the beginning of your next chapter. And thank you, Jerome, who came back from the men's side with a donation and said he is learning something about what women carry that he never understood before watching this show. Jerome, that understanding is everything. Keep coming back. Cash App is $Sienna Lux 01, and Venmo is Sienna-Lux. Let me get into the chat because y'all have been active. Monet says she has been the woman protecting someone else's image for years, and hearing it said out loud tonight broke something open in her. Monet broken open is exactly where you need to be right now. That is not destruction. That is excavation. Lena says the sentence about silence protecting the person harming you and not you is the most important thing said on this show in 4 episodes. Lena, write that down, everybody. Silence does not protect you. Silence protects the person who is harming you. Brandon says he used to tell his ex to keep their business private. And listening to this, he realizes now that he was protecting himself, not her. Brandon, that self-awareness right there is growth that most men never reach. Thank you for saying that out loud. William says he is thinking about all the women who could not speak up and what happened to them because nobody knew. William, yes, that is the other side of this conversation. Silence has a body count. And here comes our next male voice. Troy says Sauce Walka's baby mama is only speaking up now because Drake is involved and she wants the attention. If it was really about the child, she would have handled it through the courts, not social media. Troy. I want to address the court's comment specifically because it comes up every single time a woman goes public with something like this. Why did she not go through the courts? Why did she not handle it privately? Why did she choose social media? Troy, the courts take time, the courts are expensive. The courts do not always believe women. The courts do not stop a man from threatening you while the case is pending. And Troy here is something else. She said this is not about Drake. She said explicitly that the story is being made into something it is not. She said the real issue is what happens behind the scenes and the impact it has on their child. She is not doing this for Drake attention, Troy. She is doing this because she is a mother whose child's father admitted to not caring about their child. And she decided that her child's story deserved to be told, even if it cost her comfort and privacy to tell it. That is not clout chasing. That is motherhood. Nia says Troy got the full legal system breakdown and did not see it coming. Nia, he walked right into it. Alicia says Sienna just said silence has a body count, and I need everyone to hear that again. Alicia, say it again for the people in the back. Monet says she is in tears right now, and she does not want to explain why, but she knows why. Monet, you do not have to explain. We see you. We are with you. And one more coming in before we get to the closing song. Big T says Drake should have stayed out of another man's relationship, and none of this would have happened. Drake is the real problem here. Big T. The baby mother herself said this is not about Drake. She said explicitly that the story is being turned into something it is not. She said the real issue is what happens behind the scenes and the impact it has on their child. So I am going to honor what she said and keep the focus exactly where she put it. On the child, on the threats, on the years of silence, on the woman who finally spoke up. If you want to have a conversation about Drake, that is a different show for a different night. Tonight is about her, and her story deserves to stay centered on what she said it was about. And before we go into segment 3, where we watch the video together, I want to leave you with something that lives in this moment, because she changed. Not because she wanted to, because she had to. Because staying the same was no longer an option. Because the cost of silence finally became greater than the cost of speaking. She changed, and so did everything around her. This is You Changed Me by Sienna Lux. And tonight it belongs to every woman who had to change herself just to survive the person she loved. Stream You Changed Me by Sienna Lux right now on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. Search Sienna Lux. Stay with me, beautiful souls. Segment 3 is where we watch the video together. And I promise you, hearing her in her own words is going to change something in this room.
You said forever, I believe that. Gave you my heart, you ain't need that. Late nights crying where you sleep at. Now you calling, I don't need that. I was down, you ain't noticed. Now I'm up, yeah, you noticed. You brought me slow, now I glow different. Heart went cold, I no love the same. I gave you real, you went so distant. Now you see me screaming my name. I don't chase, I replace distance. You lost me, that's your mistake. You broke me once, now I'm built different. I don't love you the same. Used to wait for your text all night. Now my phone on D&D, I'm alright. You had me low, now I'm out your sight. Funny how on your tight, now I'm right. You had me, you let go. Now I'm everything you want though. You go me slow, now I go different. Heart went cold, I'll never say I gave you real, you went so distant. Now you see me screaming my name. I don't hate you, I just changed. Love don't hit me the same. What we had don't feel the same. And I'm the one you can't replace. You broke me slow, now I glow different. I don't love you the same.
Okay, beautiful souls. We are in segment 3, and this is the moment. In a few seconds, we are going to watch the Sauce Walka video together, and I need you to watch the whole thing. Do not look away. Do not scroll the chat while it plays. I need you to listen to every single word, because what you are about to hear is not just about Sauce Walka. It is about every woman who has ever had a conversation behind closed doors that she wished the world could have heard. Now, before I press play, I want to say something to every woman watching tonight. What you're about to hear on this video is going to make some of you uncomfortable. Some of you are going to recognize something in it. Some of you are going to hear a voice that sounds familiar even though the name is different. Some of you are going to feel something shift in your chest when you hear it. And that is okay. That is actually the point, because this is not just her story. This is the story of what happens when a woman is pushed past her limit by someone who counted on her silence to protect him. Are y'all ready? Okay, here we go.
Why, yeah, you handle me. You already handle me, so what's the matter? You already put your hands on me. You already do all that already, so what's the even matter? I got you jump on my, will put my hands on you though, but I didn't. You got jump on my back. Video. Yeah, Wait, you need to calm down.
Well, I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah.
Boy, embarrass him. It's simple as that. Tell Drake to keep my name out his mouth. Boy, go on the internet and embarrass them. And show him.
Show him what?
Whole nation.
Show him what?
Name out his mouth, boy. Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. Back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in. It's Sauce Walka that's been everywhere, all up and down the timeline all day. Because the baby mama issues and drama, but what really got it turned up is the fact he made these crazy wild threats out there towards Drake. As I see this audio get shared everywhere, I said, hey man, let me wait till bro come out and respond to this and see if he got an explanation of what happened with it, but he never dropped the video. So I said, man, we gonna go ahead and get to it, because I was covering all the other stuff, and I said, man, what is really happening? Because Mo came out, that was the second clip y'all heard right there, because she dropping it out in snits and bits and pieces. And the reason why this is shaking the internet up is because of the simple fact, Sauce pushes P, player, we don't love him, we ain't got no heart for him or nothing of the sort. But people hear the frustration in his voice. You mad, you upset, then it's Drake. So people automatically gonna run with, Drake didn't hit that nigga baby mama. Drake done got hold to her. Drake done popped her. And that's what really got him mad, because why would he say, I shoot him, I kill him or anything, which I don't believe Sauce is about to do nothing of the sort at all. That's just him and his feelings. He feel a way about it. He got a kid with her, and this is what happens. Everybody human, and I keep it 100, dog. This what can be nothing else but moving tender. It happened to the best of them. I don't care. They can tell me whatever. They ain't never cared about a broad, man. We keep it in 1,000. This is somebody who been through it as well, and I done seen plenty of people go through it, especially with their baby mamas, bro. Always. We done seen them, and I even seen some people on the internet admit it. Hey man, I don't see what Sauce is wrong with it. I just killed the niggas. I'm like, hey bro, y'all gotta chill, dog. I ain't never, cause I done went through all this stuff back in the game as a youngin' with a female and everything. Get your heart broken and things, you be sad a little bit. But I was good. You gotta learn to keep it in a little bit. You can't go extreme with it. But Sauce got that turned up personality. He aggressive, he get mad, he I do this, I do that. So it's like, he ain't really about to go do nothing, Drake. He just got caught up in the tender moment. She decided to record it, put it out there, but now she coming back with statements and things, and she says that Drake bought her this Maybach, the one he beat up because Drake bought it. How pathetic. Now she claimed Drake bought her this Maybach, and she put a message out there to the Shade Room that said, I want to address this situation directly because there's been a lot of speculation and misinformation surrounding, and that's why I chose to release the recording. This is now going viral. This to the Shade Room. She talked more about it. It's about her own reputation. She's tired of the threats and the conflict and everything like that. Then she says, on Drake, since so many people are asking about Drake, I'll address it directly. Drake and I were involved in 2024. That is not a secret. And it's not something I have ever felt the need to hide. But the truth is, this story is being turned into something else. It isn't this. This is not about Drake. And this is Kylie LaSin. That's her name.
Y'all, I need a moment. Okay. Here is my full reaction to everything we just watched. First, the audio. Hearing it is completely different from reading about it. Reading a description of what somebody said is one thing. Hearing the actual voice, the actual tone, the actual words coming out of somebody's mouth in real time is something entirely different. And I need y'all to sit with the difference between reading about something and actually witnessing it. Because that difference is exactly why she released the audio and not just a statement. She needed the world to hear it. Not read about it, hear it. Second, the child. I cannot move past this. I cannot just acknowledge it and keep going. He cussed out their child. He admitted to not caring about their child. That is not a relationship breakdown between two adults. That is a parent failing their child. And when a parent fails their child, the other parent has an obligation to do something about it, even if doing something about it means going public. Even if doing something about it costs you your privacy and your comfort and your reputation. A child's well-being outweighs all of that every single time. Third, her composure. I want y'all to notice how she carried herself throughout this entire situation. She did not explode. She did not go on a rant. She released the evidence, and she made a statement that was measured and clear and focused on what actually mattered, which was her child. That kind of composure, after years of what she described dealing with, is not weakness. That is the strength of a woman who has done the internal work of getting clear on what she is fighting for. She is not fighting for attention. She is not fighting for Drake. She is fighting for her child. And she released everything she needed to release to make sure the right people knew what was happening. Fourth, the years of silence. She said years, y'all, not months. Years. Years of conflict. Years of intimidation. Years of threats. Years of protecting his image while her peace was being destroyed. And in all of that time, she kept going. She kept showing up for her child. She kept holding the weight of everything that was happening behind those closed doors. And I want every woman in this chat to understand something about years of silence. Years of silence do not mean you were weak. Years of silence sometimes mean you were trying every other option first. You were trying to handle it privately. You were trying to protect your child from the chaos. You were trying to keep some kind of stability in an unstable situation. Years of silence can be the most exhausting kind of strength there is. Fifth, her statement. She said she has every right to tell her story, defend herself, and speak on her experiences. And she said, for the first time in a long time, she chose to speak up, and she does not regret it. She does not regret it. After everything, after the years, after the threats, after the silence, after releasing information that she knew would make her a target for criticism and judgment, after all of that, she does not regret it. And I believe her. I believe her completely. Because there is a specific kind of peace that comes when you finally stop protecting somebody who never protected you. When you finally tell the truth that you have been carrying alone for too long. When you finally choose your peace over his reputation. That peace does not feel like regret. It feels like breathing for the first time in years. And that is what tonight is about. That is the whole show. That is every episode of the Sienna Hour distilled into one woman's decision to play the tape. You have every right to tell your story. You have every right to defend yourself. You have every right to speak on your experiences. And when you finally do not regret it. Let me check this chat because I know y'all have been processing. Moni says she is sobbing right now and she needed to hear every single word of that breakdown. Moni, let it out. Every tear is part of the process. Kezia says Sienna broke down that video in a way that made her feel seen, even though her situation has nothing to do with celebrities. Kezia, that is the whole point. It was never about the celebrities. Lena says the part about years of silence being the most exhausting kind of strength hit her somewhere she was not prepared for. Lena, I know. That one came from somewhere deep for me too. Alicia says she just texted 3 women she knows who are in situations where they are protecting somebody who is not protecting them. Alicia, you might have just changed 3 lives tonight. And then we have our next male voice. Ray Ray says Sauce Walka was just venting on that audio. Everybody vents. She should not have released a private conversation. That is a violation of his privacy. Ray Ray, he was venting. Okay, let us talk about what venting is and what it is not. Venting is expressing frustration. Venting is saying you're stressed or overwhelmed or angry. Venting is not threatening someone. Venting is not cussing out your own child. Venting is not admitting that you do not care about your child. What was on that audio was not venting Ray Ray. What was on that audio was a pattern of behavior that she had been living with behind closed doors while the world saw something completely different. And when a man threatens you and neglects your child, your obligation is not to protect his privacy. Your obligation is to your child. And Ray Ray, one more thing. The concept of privacy works differently when what is happening in private is harmful to a child. A child cannot protect themselves. A child cannot release their own audio. A child cannot tell their own story. Their parent has to do it for them. And she did. Nia says Ray Ray tried it with the privacy argument and got shut down completely. Naya, he really did. Raven says the part about a child cannot release their own audio is the most important sentence of the whole night. Raven, write that down. Brandon says he came in here tonight thinking he might defend Sauce Walka a little bit, and after watching that video, he cannot do it. He just cannot. Brandon, that honesty right there is growth in real time. And one more coming in. Smooth T says, women always believe the baby mama and never question her motives. Maybe she is lying. Maybe the audio is edited. How do we know it is real? Smooth T. That is actually a fair question to ask in general. Healthy skepticism is always appropriate. And here's what I will say. She released her own statement. She put her name on it. She said, I have every right to tell my story and speak on my experiences. She did not release it anonymously. She stood behind it publicly, knowing full well the criticism that would come. Women who are lying for clout do not typically attach their name and face and full statement to the lie and then say they do not regret it. Women who are fabricating for attention usually do not frame their statement around their child's well-being and take Drake out of the center of the story. She said, this is not about Drake. If she wanted clout, she would have made it all about Drake. She specifically redirected the focus to her child. That is not the behavior of someone performing Smooth T. That is the behavior of someone who finally decided their truth was worth more than their comfort. Beautiful souls. We are in segment 4, and tonight has been one of the most powerful shows we have ever done on the Sienna Hour. I am not saying that lightly. I say that because of what I felt in this chat all night. The women who recognized themselves in her story, the men who came in ready to argue and left, having learned something, the donors who gave not just money, but messages that will stay with me for a very long time. Tonight was about a woman who finally chose her peace over his reputation. And the ripple effect of that choice is in this chat right now. I can feel it. Let me read these donations because y'all have been so generous tonight, and every single person deserves to be acknowledged. Thank you, Monet, for your donation tonight. Monet has been with us since the very first question of episode 1, and she is still here in segment 4 of episode 4. Monet, you are the heart of this community, and I mean that. Thank you, Kezia, for your donation. She said 4 episodes in, and this show has changed the way she sees herself. Kezia, that is everything. That is the whole reason we do this. Thank you, Lena, for your donation. She said she is going to have a conversation tomorrow that she has been avoiding for 2 years because of what she heard tonight. Lena, whatever that conversation is, you are ready for it. Go have it. Thank you, Alicia, for your donation. She said she named something tonight for the first time, and she already feels lighter. Alicia, naming things takes their power away. You did something important tonight. Thank you, Nia, for your donation. She came with 5 women tonight and says all 5 are now subscribed. Nia, you keep building this family, and we are so grateful. Thank you, Raven, for your donation. She said 4 episodes of the Sienna Hour have done more for her healing than she expected when she clicked on episode 1. Raven, I am so glad you clicked. Thank you, Raymond, who came back again from the men's side and said tonight confirmed for him that women carry things that most men never have to think about. Raymond, that awareness is the beginning of being part of the solution. Thank you, William, who sent a donation and said his daughter had questions after tonight that he actually knew how to answer this time. William, that right there is the whole show working exactly the way it is supposed to. Thank you, Marcus, for your donation. 4 episodes of consistent support from the men's side, and Marcus has not missed one. Marcus, that consistency is noted and celebrated. Cash App is $SiennaLux01, and Venmo is Sienna-Lux. And now, y'all, I need everybody in this chat to stop what they are doing right now. Because something just came through that I have never seen on this show before. We just received a $500 Cash App donation. $500 from Mr. Anonymous, and his message says this: Sienna, I have been watching the Sienna Hour since episode 1. I have watched every single episode. I have watched this community grow from the ground up. I have watched you handle everything that has been thrown at this show with a grace and a professionalism and a consistency that is rare in this space, and I want to do something about it. Effective tonight, I am sponsoring the Sienna Hour. I am committing to supporting this show financially on a consistent basis because I believe in what you are building here. I believe in this community, and I believe that every woman who finds this show finds something she did not know she was looking for. Keep going, Sienna. The world needs this show, and I am going to help make sure it keeps going. Mr. Anonymous, y'all, I need a moment. $500 and a sponsorship commitment from a man who has been watching since episode 1 and never said a word until tonight. Mr. Anonymous, I do not know who you are. You made sure of that, and I am going to respect that completely. But I need you to know something. This show started in a studio with a camera and a microphone, and a story I needed to tell. No budget, no team, no guarantee that anybody was going to listen. Just a woman who decided she had something real to say and sat down to say it. And 4 episodes later, a man I have never met is watching from somewhere I do not know and decided that what we are building here is worth investing in. That is not just a donation. That is a confirmation that what we are doing here matters beyond this chat, beyond these episodes, beyond anything I initially imagined when I turned this camera on for the first time. Mr. Anonymous, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, from every woman in this chat whose life has been touched by this show. From every woman who has not found us yet, but will because of your support. Thank you. Now I need to tell this community something important about what a sponsorship like this means for the Sienna Hour. It means this show keeps going. It means we keep the lights on in this studio. It means we keep producing episodes every single day for every woman who needs this space. It means we can grow this platform in ways that reach more women in more places than we ever could before. And I want to be transparent with y'all about something. Running a daily show costs money, the equipment, the production, the time, the energy. It is a full commitment, and it does not sustain itself without support. Every Cash App, every Venmo, every donation, no matter the size, is what keeps the Sienna Hour alive for the next woman who needs it. And tonight, Mr. Anonymous just raised the bar for what community support looks like on this show. The chat is going absolutely wild right now. Moni says she is crying because a man just showed up for this show in a way that most people only talk about. Moni, I know. I feel it too. Kezia says Mr. Anonymous just became the most important person in this chat tonight without saying who he is. Kezia, there is something beautiful about that. Lena says $500 and a sponsorship commitment. She needs everyone to understand what just happened. This show just got a sponsor. Lena, yes, it did. Nia says she has chills right now and she does not think they're going away anytime soon. Nia, let those chills stay. They mean something is real. Raven says she wants to match Mr. Anonymous energy and she is sending what she can right now. Raven, every dollar from every person in this chat is part of the same love that Mr. Anonymous just showed. Every single one. Alicia says this is what happens when you build something real. Real people show up for it in real ways. Alicia, say that again for the people in the back. William says, as a father and a man who has been watching since episode 3, he wants to add his support tonight on top of what Mr. Anonymous just did. William, you are already family, and we feel every single dollar. Raymond says he came into episode 2 trying to argue, and he is now watching a man sponsor a show he tried to dismiss. He says that is the most humbling thing he has experienced in a long time. Raymond, that right there is growth completing its full circle. And I want to open the floor for a moment because the women in this chat have been carrying this show since episode 1, and I want them to speak into this moment. Moni says she wants Mr. Anonymous to know that his investment is not just in a show. It is in every woman who found her voice here. Every woman who named something she had been carrying. Every woman who left an episode standing a little taller than when she arrived. Kezia says she hopes Mr. Anonymous knows that his sponsorship is going to reach women he will never meet in places he will never go, and that is the most powerful kind of investment there is. Lena says she has been silently supporting this show since episode 1 by sharing it with every woman she knows, and seeing somebody put real money behind it makes her feel like the sharing was worth it. Lena, it was always worth it. Nia says she wants to challenge every person in this chat right now to share this episode tonight in honor of Mr. Anonymous so that his investment reaches as many women as possible. Nia, that is exactly the right energy. Mr. Anonymous, if you are still in this chat right now, I want you to know something else. You did not just sponsor a show tonight. You sponsored a movement. You sponsored every woman who is going to find the Sienna Hour next week, and the week after that, and the month after that. You sponsored every conversation that is going to happen because of this show. Every therapy appointment that gets made. Every hard conversation that finally happens. Every woman who finally chooses her peace over somebody else's reputation. You sponsored all of that tonight. And we are going to make sure every dollar of it counts. Now let me also acknowledge the donations that came in immediately after Mr. Anonymous, because several of you sent your love right away, and I see every single one of you. Thank you, Fatu, for your donation. She said she cannot match 500, but she wants Mr. Anonymous to know he inspired her tonight. Fatu, every dollar is love, and love does not have a dollar amount. Thank you, Gina, for your donation. She said this show is the reason she got out of bed this week, and she needed it to keep going. Gina, it is going to keep going. We just made sure of that tonight. Thank you, honey, for your donation. She said 4 episodes, and she has told 40 women about this show. 40 women, honey. That is 40 lives you touched. Thank you. Thank you, Ife, for your donation. She said she has been watching from Nigeria, and this show reaches further than Sienna knows. Ife, Nigeria, beautiful soul, thank you for being here from across the ocean. This show belongs to every woman everywhere. Thank you, Jada, for your donation. She said the Sauce Walka conversation tonight gave her the courage to do something she has been putting off for 3 months. Jada, do it. Whatever it is. Tonight gave you the push. Use it. And thank you, Kemi, for your donation. She said she lit the Burning Desire candle during episode 4, and her whole apartment smells like courage right now. Kemi, that is the most perfect thing anybody has said about that candle since we introduced it tonight. Cash App is $Sienna Lux 01, and Venmo is Sienna-Lux. Tonight showed us what happens when a community shows up for something real. Keep showing up. We will always be here. And I want to take one more moment before our closing affirmations to address the women who came to this chat tonight carrying something heavy. The women who recognize themselves in Sauce Walka's baby mother's story. The women who are protecting somebody right now who is not protecting them back. The women who have years of silence sitting in their chest that they do not know what to do with. I see you. You do not have to do anything with it tonight. You do not have to make any decisions. You do not have to release any audio or write any statements or make any moves tonight. All you have to do tonight is acknowledge to yourself that the silence is costing you something. That is all. Just acknowledge it. Just name it. Even if only you can hear the name. Because naming it is the first step toward deciding what to do with it. And deciding what to do with it is the first step toward choosing your peace. And when you are ready, when the time is right, when you have done the work of getting clear on what you are fighting for, you will know, and you will not regret it. Now, before our closing tonight, we have one last voice. Somebody named King James says women need to stop using social media to destroy men's careers and reputations over personal problems. Keep it in the courts and keep it private. King James. She did not destroy his career. His own words on his own audio did what they did. She did not fabricate anything. She released what already existed. And King James I want to ask you something. Where is the same energy about the man who threatened her on that audio? Where is the same energy about the man who admitted to not caring about his child on that audio? Where is the same outrage about what was happening to her and her child behind those closed doors? Because it seems like the privacy and the reputation and the career only matter when it is time to protect the man. But when it is time to protect the woman and the child, the answer is always keep it private. Handle it in courts, do not go public. King James, the courts, and the private conversations had years to fix this. They did not. So she made a different choice, and she does not regret it. And neither would I. Let me check the chat one final time before our closing. Moni says King James came in last and still got handled with the same grace as the first one. Moni, that is the standard, every single time. Kezia says she is in awe of how Sienna ends every episode stronger than she started it. Kezia, that is what happens when you are rooted in something real. Lena says tonight answered a question she has been asking herself for 2 years. Lena, I hope the answer sets you free. Nia says she cannot wait for episode 5. Nia, neither can I. And our new neighbor, who has been in the chat tonight, just sent his first message. He says he moved onto this floor, not knowing what kind of community he was walking into. He says after watching episodes of this show from his apartment, he thinks he understands now. He says keep going, the world needs this show. He is watching. I am going to leave that right there. But I have a feeling episode 5 is going to be very interesting. I need to stand up for this. Tonight was for the woman who has been protecting somebody else's reputation at the expense of her own peace. Tonight was for the woman who has been silent for so long she forgot what her own voice sounds like. Tonight was for the woman who is sitting somewhere right now holding something that she has been told to keep private. Say these with me. Say them like you mean them. Because you do. I have every right to tell my story. I have every right to defend myself. I have every right to speak on my experiences. My silence was never protecting me. It was protecting the person who was harming me. I choose my peace over his reputation. Every single time. I do not owe my silence to anyone who has not earned my trust. When I finally speak up, I will not regret it. I am not starting over. I am starting from experience. Still I rise. After everything, still I rise. Before I let you go tonight, I want to tell you about episode 5. We are going deeper, past the silence, past the speaking up, into what comes next. What does life look like after you finally tell your truth? What do you do with the freedom that comes from choosing your peace? How do you rebuild the identity that you gave away piece by piece while you were protecting somebody who did not protect you? That is episode 5. And I cannot wait to have that conversation with every single one of you. Subscribe right now if you have not already. Turn on notifications, new show every single day, and share this episode with every woman in your phone who is protecting somebody who is not protecting her back. She needs to hear tonight's show. Go get her right now. And before I close out tonight, I want to say something to everyone whose message I did not get to read on today's show. I see you. Your message matters. Your support matters. Your presence in this community matters. And I promise you that if your message did not get read tonight, it will be read on the next show. Every single one. Nobody gets left behind on the Sienna Hour. That is not just something I say. That is how this show operates. You showed up for us, and we will show up for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this space. Thank you for coming back.
It's quiet now. Just me and my thoughts. But I'm still here. Some days I don't recognize the girl staring back in my eye. She's been hurt, she's been torn, but somehow she's still holding on. Every tear I try to hide, every moment I almost died inside. But there's a voice deep in my soul saying don't give up, don't let go. Even when I'm breaking down, there's a strength I never found. Till I had nothing left to lose, now I see the truth. Still I rise, even when it hurts. Through the pain, through the worst, I won't let my story end tonight. Still I
beautiful souls. That is the Sienna Hour, episode 4. Tonight we talked about silence and what it actually protects. We talked about the cost of keeping somebody else's secret at the expense of your own peace. We watched a woman choose her story over his reputation, and we sat with the weight of what years of silence actually feels like when you finally hear it played back out loud. And through all of it, this community showed up. You showed up for each other. You showed up for me. You showed up for a woman you have never met, whose story lives in something you recognize from your own life. And a man named Mr. Anonymous showed up for this show in a way that none of us saw coming. And because of that, this show keeps going. For every woman who has not found us yet. For every woman who's going to need this space next week and next month and next year. We are not going anywhere. I am Sienna Lux. And baby, still I rise. After everything, still I rise. And so do you. Good night, beautiful souls. I love y'all. I really do. Protect your peace. Choose yourself. Level up, sis. See you in episode 5.
Why I gave my heart and you let it slide. Late nights I was losing sleep. Now I'm